Hey everybody, welcome to Monday's adult workout. We're going to jump right into it. Hopefully everybody's doing well, enjoying the beautiful spring weather. Circles. We're going to basically get a good workout. Some suggestions from some students is kicks and strikes. So we got that kind of geared up. Also going over some basic blocks and some advanced blocks, some weird blocks. Just kind of covering a bunch of stuff as far as stuff you can do at home. So that's kind of the mission. Good, rotate back. I think it's Ben Franklin that says you are what you do consistently. So keep training, keep working out. That way you can definitely jump back in when we're ready to jump back in. Hips. So for today's workout, we'll get to kind of what we're going to do Tabata-wise, but it'll help if you had a chair nearby and hopefully about 10 feet that you can move laterally or, front to back, doesn't really matter. About 10 feet's enough. This mat's 12 feet, so it should be more than enough for what I plan to do as far as Tabatas. As always, today Tabatas, very challenging. So we'll get to those in a minute. Stretch those knees out. Knees. And an ankle. And again, thank you guys for joining me live. Really makes a difference to know that there are folks on doing exactly what I'm doing. Kind of makes me feel good about being in my basement training by myself. Stretch your toes. Kind of look forward to when we can all get back together and train in one room. Stretch, stretch. Good stretch, stretch. Good, feet apart, not too wide. Stretch on down. Stretch to one foot. And stretch to the other foot. And to both feet. It's going to stretch straight up again. Now we're just going to lean down the leg. Come back up again. Lean down the other leg. This is the best. All right, turn, stretch. Good. Turn, stretch. Good. Let's go ahead and lean over to one side. And lean over to the other side. Good. Go ahead and take a seat. Mel suggests we do butterflies first. She thinks it's hard to do the other stretch without them. So we can do butterflies first. All right, stretch. Bounce, bounce. And stretch forward. All right, now let's go one leg on top of the other leg and stretch forward. Good, switch legs. Stretch forward. Very nice. One leg out to the side, one leg tucked in. Keep those toes straight up and down. Stretch. Let's add the second arm to it. Leg on top, little bounce. Good, stretch again forward. We're now supposed to switch legs and stretch. Both hands coming out. Leg on top, bounce. So hopefully you guys have been using your time at home beneficially. I assume a lot of you are working. I've gotten an opportunity to read a lot of books lately, so I've enjoyed those. I think I read 3 books in the last 2 days, so or I had read to me, whatever term you want. They were fairly short, only a few hours each, 10 hours, I guess. So that was really nice. Stretch your fingers. Got any book recommendations? Please text them to me, put them in the chat. Always looking for new books to read that are good. Stretch your thumb. I think the 3 books I read recently, one was called Atomic Habits, which is all about how to create small habits that become kind of big results. The other one was actually Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Been meaning to read that for a while, and like a while being 30 years, finally got to read it. It was actually useful. Fun to hear about Hoover, some of the old presidents, Woodrow Wilson and people like that. Just to set the time frame. Go ahead and pull back on your wrist. And then I read another Jim Butcher book, which is, bubblegum, but was enjoyable. So I think book 6 of the series. But the series is The Dresden Files. So if you have any recommendations, by all means, send me a text. Let me know what you think. Somebody's asking me what I read, so I just covered that. Trying to think what's up next on my list. I'll probably start another book today. I finished one this afternoon. I remember. I've been enjoying my public library audiobooks, which has been really just kind of nice to be able to get public free audiobooks, because I obviously do a lot of audiobooks being dyslexic. So yeah, I've been really kind of enjoying that. But I had to plow through a bunch because I got a bunch. The last one's the second book in Dune, which I read the first book a while ago, back when we were doing classes. All right, so the Tabatas today are hard. Just to kind of set expectations. They generally are hard, but these are particularly hard. So the first one we're going to do is swoops. And you go up and back. That's really hard. I'm just going to do standard swoops. And again, we're going to do it for a minute. Next thing we're going to do is side-to-side touches. So you're going to start in the middle. You're going to basically go to the side, touch, run to the other side, touch, and back and forth. Okay, that's all cardio. And again, that's a minute. Next, we're going to do chair dips. That's where you need your chair. So I'm using a cheap plastic chair. I won't mention the store that I got it from. And you're going to basically be doing dips off of that. Okay, that's number 3. I may pull a different chair in if I don't think this is going to do it for me. And last one, it's the easiest of them, is you're going to basically just do side-to-side skaters where you're jumping side to side and really trying to work knees straight ahead, feet straight ahead is kind of the drill. And so those are the 4 Tabatas that we're doing. We're doing them twice. We're doing each one of them for a minute. And we're going to start with swoops. Just grabbing my timer for all of us. And yeah, let's get started in 10 seconds on swoops. Okay, do the best you can. Take rests when you need to. These are tough, right? It's where it helps to have a beard to drag on the ground. 10 seconds left, which is good because I'm getting near the end of mine. All right. Next, we're doing side-to-side touches. Get my mattress out of the way. As I said, this one's cardio. Take breaks when you need to. Of course, if you're working in a small space, you can go diagonally. Just trying to maximize the space that you can run. At the same time, touch safely. Hopefully you're not wearing socks on hardwoods. Next one's chair dips. So grab your chair, get ready to dip. So you want your hands behind you on the chair, feet out square, but kind of goes up and back. Taking a break. Breaks over. Halfway down. Taking a break. Swoops and chips, tough. Just 10 seconds left. Good job. Okay. Those are tough. Kind of what goes with football fare, I guess. Soups are a type of chips. Obviously, dips are dips. So, yeah, tough. Next one, we're going to do skaters. Side side. This one's the recovery one. Make sure you're not going quite as hard. Here we go. Okay. Skating one, back and forth. The wider the span, the more work you're doing. Shorter the span, the less work you're doing. So vary it as you see fit. Go about twice my shoulder width. It's kind of the mission. Skate, skate, skate. Only about 15 seconds left. It's good for your outside of your legs. Definitely feeling it in mine. Good. Take a breather. It's not long. Coming back to swoops. I think my shoulders are happy with picking swoops, but sometimes you got to work what you got to work. Even 5 push-ups is better than none. Halfway done. Keep going. Shoulders are on fire. All that lactic acid buildup. Woo. It was tough. All right, side to sides are next. I love scoops because they work your shoulders, work your chest, work your tries. Side to side. Keep going. Halfway done. Good job. All right, those are tough. Let's get to our dips. In this case, chair dips. Here we go in 3. Take a break. Break's over. Take a break. Just 5 seconds left. Get 2 more. Good job. This is tough, mostly because for me it's grip and triceps. So burn out my grip as I go and do them. Next one, we're skating side to side. Like I said, kind of the recovery one. Let's go. Twenty seconds in. Just keep going. You're doing fine. Good job. All right, everybody, good job. Take a break, get a drink of water. We'll come back in just a minute with the techniques of the day. Okay. As I said, today's techniques, we're going to focus on kicks and strikes and some fundamental blocks. Kind of the kicks we're going to start first, or what I consider kind of the weird kicks or the abnormal kicks or the one-off kicks for a specific type of defense or attack. That's kind of where we're going to start. And I'll be jumping around ranks mostly because these are just kind of cool but weird kicks. Okay, cool but weird kicks. So first kick we're going to work is the front hook kick. Okay? So if I start static in a self-defense stance, a front hook can be outside or it can be inside. Okay? Now in throws, these are generally related to reaps. In kind of self-defense world, I may want to hook somebody, boom, drop them on the ground without ever touching their body, just wiping out a leg. And I'm catching generally right behind, catch it here, right behind the knee or right below the knee. Okay, kind of right below the knee is kind of the most sensitive spot to catch a hook kick inside and outside. Okay, so inside refers to anytime that leg goes out and ends inside. So this is an inside hook, and outside is that goes outside my body. Okay, now the hook generally is about 5 to 10 degrees. I'm overemphasizing just so you can kind of see, but it's hooking right in. I may step out, boom, hook right past my other leg. That's kind of the drill. All right, we're going to do 10 of each type per side. So that's 40 kicks total. So we're going to start in a good fighting stance. Boom. We're going to do inside hook first off the rear leg. Here we go. So you reach out, hook, boom, pull it back to you. Now, just for bonus, now we're going to do front hook, inside front hook. Okay, ready? Here we go. I especially like this when I'm elongating somebody's stance. So if they've stepped out, I'm hooking their front leg with my front leg and pulling it in. So they basically do a split. Okay? Now, we're doing outside rear leg hook. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of a key point here. My thigh is moving at the same time. My bottom leg's moving. It's not just this part. Okay. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Outside front leg. Okay. I lied. We're doing 80 kicks. Okay. Outside front leg. Here we go. Ready. Now I turn over a little bit just to get flexion. You can't just stand there and do it. But I know I'm kind of more in reap mode for pull leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to switch legs here in a second. An important point, you can generate 2 ways. Kind of come up in front kick and then arc back. Okay? I like, especially on outside, doing a little bit more of a crescent kick. So in this case, out, in versus front, back. Okay, you do both, but I find the outside crescent kick lends itself a little bit better to that outside hook start. Okay, all right, now we're doing it off the other leg, inside first. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Off the front leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Outside off the rear leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, off the front leg, outside. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's inside, outside, front, rear leg. Let's add 80 total kicks. Okay. Front hooks, again, really good for splitting somebody, okay, or just making them fall, especially if they're Standing static, you make that leg go away. It's easier for them to fall front or back as you're working, right? Next technique, spinning side kick, okay? Spinning side kick. So unlike a backside or back spin, spinning side, you're gonna pull it to your butt first and spin at the same time. So that's here, okay? And it stays tight to your butt all the way through, okay? So the key on this one, it's a combative kick. So if I gotta tell you danger close, or somebody on my, if you go towards my back here, that's gonna get it in, even though I don't get extension, okay? At full spin, a lot of power. Without full spin, a little less power. Today we're gonna be kicking air, so we're not worried about power, we're just worried about getting it fluid, okay? 10 on the side, starting with the leg. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3. And if you notice, it's chambered and ready to go almost immediately. 4, 5, just switching legs. Right away, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switching legs right away. Here we go, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, going the other way. Right away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Get undizzy. Take a second. We're alternating sides mostly. Keep our dizziness at bay. All right. Feeling those swoops. Trying to drink my water. Means I did enough of them. Speaking of swoop, we're now going to do swoop kick. Okay? So a swoop kick, similar to a soccer kick, it tracks along the ground. Similar to sweeps that we did the other day, except for this time, I'm going to hit the pad. I'm going to hit with the bottom of my foot. Okay, so it's a bottom of the foot technique. Okay, it's not the side of my foot; it's the bottom. Okay, and it's going to be an easy kick as far as extra effort. Let's just start with the rear leg. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not an inside stomp. Inside stomp is here. Boom. Leg comes up and out. Okay. This one just kind of swoops forward. Let's go to the other leg right away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So swoop. Generally designed for a couple things. One, great for breaking ankles because a swoop kick can actually hit pretty hard when I'm coming in. Okay? I just have to elevate it, but it's a fast circular kick. Okay. In this case, in this rotation, not in any of these. All right. So really good for jamming up somebody's feet or making them go away. Okay. And I tend to, on a swoop kick, hit with either the blade of my foot or my heel as I go. Okay. And it's important to make sure you got good form working through all those. Okay. Next one, uppercut back kick. So I'm going to take my front leg and I'm going to drive it straight up. Okay. This is really for catching somebody in the chin or somebody's bent over behind you. It is like a mule, only I'm rotating down while it's rotating up. Okay. We're just going to do, again, 10 on the side, front leg only. Here we go. Ready? 1. Oh, my pants get in the way, so I have to pull those things up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch your feet, going right away. Here we are. Up front leg. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you can put your hands on the ground for those if you want. It's an uppercut back kick. Okay. Again, kind of weird. Not as weird as this. Flip up back. Okay. So rear leg, try and turn. Rear leg's kind of hitting over here. Okay. So it's hitting across your body, kind of hitting the other butt cheek. That's your mission. Okay. This is when somebody's danger close. You're gonna groin them or groin them over there. Okay. So either one works fine. You want to get to at least your hips or around your butt, because this leg's this kick's all about groining. Okay. All about getting up the height up. We're gonna do 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those last 3 for kicking your kids. Okay, when they're walking next to you, kick anybody. Okay, around you. I'm kidding. Obviously, we don't kick our kids. All right, so here we go. Other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that's 10 on a side. Flip up, back kick. Okay, flip up, back. The last of our kind of weird kicks that we're doing today, we're going to do twist axe. Twist axe. So this comes up rear leg generally and turns out and down. Okay, so this is where having duck feet makes a big difference. Okay, bonus. Okay, if you're pigeon-toed or straight feet, you're gonna have a little bit more challenge. You're gonna have to move your hip a little bit more. So we'll do 5 off the back leg, 5 off the front leg. Okay, looks like this. Coming around, down. Okay, the edge of your foot. It's absolutely a knife defense kick in which you don't want your Achilles hit. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, front leg's gonna be weaker, but reaches out further. Here we go. Ready? 1, hands get in the way. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, switching legs right away. Back leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, front leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So the key on that one is you turn your leg all the way over when you're kicking, all the way over, and you're hitting with the side of your foot, generally on somebody that's holding a knife, okay, bottle, whatever. Okay? Something you don't want to cut your Achilles on, but you don't really care much about your shin. Okay. So again, flipping it over as you go. And the key on those is generating speed, so and height. So they're holding about chest height. You got to be able to come over the top of that when you kick it, right? So make sure you're working on your flexibility. And again, that's where that butterfly stretch and that half lotus that we do makes a big difference on hip flexibility. Okay. So that's twist axe. Now we had a request for some normal kicks. So we're going to do upward kick, which is a variation of front kick. So front kick projects out. Okay. So it's for really projecting force into somebody away from you. Okay. Directly away. Upper kick, as your name implies, is for kicking up. My pants got in the way of that one. And the key on that one is you want to kick chin, or if they're bent over any, or they're cavitated. That's where upper kick really comes into its own, where you're kicking up. And the key on this one is make sure you got big, old toe flexibility. Okay, we're really working on your toe flexibility so you don't jam your toes. Generally, if you're in shoes, won't make a difference. Okay, won't make as much of a difference. We're gonna do 10 on the side, upper kick off the back leg. Here we go. 1, I'm gonna just hold my pants. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Now, high knee gives you the kick. So if you want a high kick, you got to have knee as high as you can get, right? Other leg right away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and normally I have a fighting stance, 9 and 10. Okay, so that's 10 outside upward kick. We're going to do its sister, which is axe kick. Okay, generally they wouldn't necessarily be done together. If I'm going to kick somebody in the face or chest, that may send them up and back. And for an axe kick, I want them again bending forward, holding something like a stick, whatever, car keys, whatever it is. Axe kick, generally designed for middle of your body. It's not required. Okay, so I can do an axe kick over there if they're over there. Okay, but we practice it generally center. We're going to do rear leg, inside axe. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Just fine note, don't hit the ground. Okay. 3, 4, 5. We're getting it off the other side right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now we're going right away. Front leg axe kick. Okay. Front leg axe. Inside axe. This is going to be a weak kick, but it's going to give you some extension. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, other leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Some of the Tabatas we did last week, all about hip flexors, and that's what we're working. Outside axe, my favorite of the axes. In this case, we're cutting across, coming down, rear leg first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Going right away to the other leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Front leg outside axe. Okay. This will be fun. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Front leg outside axe. Other leg. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Front leg always going to be a little weaker because it just doesn't have as much throw or wind up. So it's kind of key. The other thing with an axe kick is I don't bend my knee at any point in the axe. My leg is straight and I'm hitting with the bottom or back of my heel. Okay. So that's inside, outside axe kick. Okay? And that ends our kicks. I'm sure everybody's happy for today. So our kicks for today. Now we're going to move into strikes. They're a little easier to do. And I've been asked to cover some specifics. So I'm going to do inside elbow first. Okay. So there are technically 2 inside elbows. There's that lead hand one, and there's that rear hand one. Okay. Now, if you look, the lead hand one gets a little bit further out than the backhand one, but not much. Okay. The backhand one is a lot slower, okay, but has much more power associated with it. So I was gonna do a few on the back, but we're starting a good fighting stance. We're gonna do lead hand, okay, and then backhand. Okay, so 2 inside elbows. By the way, a perfectly legit combo. Okay, as I hit him this way, and I hit him that way, and that's pretty much the end. Again, it's kind of like violently reading your wristwatch. Okay, wristwatch on the other side. Okay? So I tend to open my hand on it, hitting with just the end of my arm. Okay, here we go. 5 on a side, 2 strikes each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switching stance right away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, what body movement works with this? Well, if I do an inside body movement, okay, we're going to step here and work around. That's front hand. Okay, so let me do it on the other side. So I'm going to step here, and that's front hand. Okay, If I want to get the outside or the back arm involved, I think, okay, what body movement works for that? I can step here and deliver one where they kind of come into me, or I could, in theory, start a cross step and turn and do that one right here. Okay. One of the black belt techniques. Sorry, go the other way. So I'm going to hit here, boom, step around, boom, and there's back elbow in the middle of it. But you get the idea. So we're going to do inside body movement, front arm, inside elbow, okay, from 4 count. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay. Now let's add or start our lead hand hook. Okay. So I'm going to start here. Again, I'm just going to throw 5 on a side, lead hand hook. Okay. Looks like it's. Now, I'm not worried about the backhand hook. I'm just going to switch feet right away. The other side. So we got our 5 on a side. Now we're going to add them to our inside body movement. So we're going to go hit here, here. Okay, it's 2-part hit. Okay, so what that looks like is I'm going to go 1, 2 as my strikes. Okay, so maybe the hook, whatever they passed, maybe you made contact but you don't like it. The elbow is pretty much the hammer of, as they say, Lucifer's hammer. All right, so here we go. We're going to do inside body movement. So it's hook, elbow. Okay? The other way, hook, elbow. Okay? Lead hand, hook, elbow. Hook, elbow. And the reason I'm stopping my hook is I assume I make contact and then in my inside elbow. Okay? Good. So that's 5 on the side. Now let's just make it all one. So it's this. Okay? And here we go on the other side. And first one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So the key on that one is I'll throw it rear hand so you can see so I don't have to get on the outside back. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Okay. But as a hit, it actually folds into itself. So you're folding it back to you as you make your strike with the hook. You just hook, pull your hook back into you, and that's how you get the double shot. Okay, double shot. So that's inside elbow with the bonus of a hook. Okay, outside elbow. Now outside elbow and back elbow kind of get confused because they feel similar. Okay, so an outside elbow, just from static, is I'm crossing my body and hitting to the outside. Back elbow is I'm reaching out in front of me and striking back. Okay, now I can make an outside elbow go all the way to the back. Okay, still an outside elbow. Okay, not a back elbow. Back elbows generally go by your body. Okay, outside elbows kind of make that radial. Okay, make that circle. Okay, so generally outside elbows are weak unless you've already wound up to the inside. So it can be a hook that you've done and now you're doing an outside elbow, or you can also do kind of what we do a lot of times is circle down around and pump it back outside elbow. So we're going to do lead hand or front hand outside elbows. We're going to do the drop version. So we're going to drop down, around, strike. Okay? Drop down, around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, switching hands right away. We're going to reach around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that's outside elbow, kind of off the rear hand. Okay, excuse me, off the front hand. Okay, rear hand outside elbows, kind of weird, right? Because you're kind of throwing it over there someplace. I found these work well if there's somebody standing right next to me here. Okay, so now I can basically just drop my rear hand around. Pow, okay, rear hand around. Pow, okay, rear hand around. Now I find going too far back hurts my shoulder, twist up my core. Okay, so let's just do 5 on a side, rear hand, outside elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Going right away on the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now just keeping the other hand out of the way so you see it as much. Okay. So that's outside elbow. Now what's the combo for an outside elbow? As I said, anything that twists up the body. It can be a hook. It can be hammer fist. It can be sickle hand. It can be rich hand. It can be almost anything that twists up the core. Okay. Inside elbow obviously is a key one. So we're going to just do a hammer fist, outside elbow. So in this case, I'm going to start lead hand. I'm going to hammer fist 1, come back, outside elbow. Okay. Hammer fist 1, outside elbow. Okay. So keep it up. That's 3, 4, 5. Going off the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the key on that one is my hammer fist, boom, delivers far away. My outside elbow delivered at only upper arm length. Okay, so again, it's a diminishing range technique. So I may be hammer fisting, and they kind of catch it. I'm going to go bam, right back out, okay, making space. Okay, that's outside elbow. Body movement wise, I can't really think of a body movement other than my cross step and turn, where I'm going to deliver inside elbow followed by outside elbow. Okay, but that's a black belt technique. If we have time at the end, we'll add it. Right, so just remind me at the end. We'll try and do it if we have time. All right. So back elbow. Back elbow is just power, power, power. In this case, I'm going to do it off my front leg and front arm. So it's out like you're reaching, driving straight back. Out, driving straight back. This is weirdly close people. Okay, people that are giving you a hug and you don't want them to, or whatever, somebody's grabbing behind your neck. In this case, it's just delivering straight back. Great liver shot if you're on that side. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Love those things. Front hand, back elbows. Okay. Got to pull my pad back on because I kind of knocked it off the edge. Let's do right away the other side. Okay. Maybe I'll do it on this side. Make my pad go backwards. Okay. Here we go. Reach back. 1, front hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the cool thing about a back elbow is front hand, back hand, the force doesn't change, right? So if I'm doing rear hand, the force is the same as front hand. It doesn't change, okay? And the only reason why I do rear hand is they're closer to that side or closer to my front side, okay? So that only goes so far. This one goes much further back. So again, depends on where they are. Okay? But that is back elbow. Okay? Now you can do outside body movement followed by back elbow. Like you stepped into somebody weird. Why don't we just do 10 total, outside elbow, outside body movement, back elbow. Okay? Here we go. So we're going to step back. 1, 2. Now I'm going to switch arms. 3, 4. Back to my front arm. 5, 6. Back to my rear arm. 7, 8. Back to my front arm. 9, 10. Feels kind of interesting when you're doing those. I'm sure you experience it as well. It kind of looks like you're backing your way into somebody because you're sliding back and taking that step back and then back elbow, which is a little strange because it's all going backwards. So it's like you're backing into somebody to hit a push. Okay? Not that we'd ever try and keep our back towards somebody because it's always dangerous, right? So that's inside elbow, outside elbow, and back elbow. Okay? They can be done in combination. So you're inside, outside, turn around, right? As part of the combo. We're not going to do that today. We do plenty of those. Okay. So next thing we got, knife hand. So the key on a knife hand is you got a nice flat hand. Boom. There's no space between your fingers or you may suffer. And this pinky is as tight as you can. So you're hitting with just that edge of that metacarpal. Okay. That metacarpal is not good for, anything that has kind of a point of contact hit. Okay. Point of contact hit. Because you're going to break that metacarpal. Okay. But
works really well if I can spread that force over. Okay? So if I'm hitting somebody in the side of the neck, breaking their clavicle, things like that, this works really well. Okay? And it can be delivered palm up or palm down, depending on which side you're working. Okay? So in this case, we're going to go inside, here, inside, front hand. Okay? What I consider kind of the weakest one, but if you're catching a clavicle, you break that or side of the neck. Okay? Just doing 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going right away on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now here's if you will, a technique discussion. Generally, we say this way you're kind of like you're holding a pizza, it's flat, but you can deliver it in whatever angle makes the best sense for what you're hitting. Okay? So if I'm hitting the side of the neck, I probably want a little angle in that. Okay? I don't want to be flat. Okay? If I'm hitting the side of the temple, I want to be flat. Okay? Because I don't want any of the bones other than what I'm hitting in the way. Okay? So that's kind of the key there. You can alter your angle based on what you need to do. Okay? And I find this strike is not as strong as some, but you got to be careful, especially upper ranks, because corner palm heel, which I'll do off the front hand now on this side, just so you get an idea. When I do a corner palm heel, it's a different strike, right? So this one circles in, this one is linear, okay? So kind of feels like I'm hitting in the same spot, except for one, obviously I'm hitting the corner palm heel. The other, I'm marking the whole edge of my hand. So just be careful that when you're doing knife hand, you're doing knife hand and not corner palm heels. Because I like corner palm heels for breaking stuff. So whether it's wood, concrete, people, whatever, corner palm heels is a linear strike out. Okay? Knife hand is a circular strike. Okay? So just remember, differentiate between those two strikes. Okay? Corner palm heel and knife hand. Okay? So rear hand, knife hand. Yeah, I mean, for me, you can generate all kinds of force because your core is involved. We'll do 5 on a side just to knock it out. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switching right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as you're training at home, especially when you don't get to hit a lot of stuff, I know some of you have bags at home, make sure you don't spread out your fingers. Because when you hit it with spread fingers, those things accordion together and they hurt. Okay? So make sure you're not accordioning your fingers together when you are striking. Okay? So make sure your fingers are together, thumbs tucked. Okay? Bam. Okay? And not worried about the other one where you're working outside, but you can. It's an easy shot. Well, let's do 5 because why not? Okay? So these are the tricep ones. So it's got, again, Roman salute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, my watch loves that because it thinks I'm jogging. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Good work. We're moving right along. Okay. We're going to do reach hand. Okay. The very misunderstood strike. Okay. So reach hand. I'm going to walk up again. So I'm hitting with this part. Sorry, get it up in the picture. This part of my hand. Okay. My thumb tucks underneath, and I'm going to hit with this metacarpal, not this bone, not this wrist bone, and not the thumb, because the thumb doesn't enjoy this activity. So reach hands is right here over. Okay? And it has a motion in which it comes out and then hooks back. Okay? It's designed for hitting people in the back of the head. Okay? That's what it's for. Okay? Is sticking this little metacarpal right in the back of somebody's medulla oblongata. So we're going to do front hand just because it's more visible. And here we go. So we're going to reach out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And this is huggable close. So we're going to switch right away to the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So again, hooking out, around, and back. Okay. Out, around, and back. Okay. And again, they're right in your face. So this is really good on somebody that's, whatever, got a bear hug and you got your arms free in what you want to promote unconsciousness and stuff like that. All right. So that's reach hand. Kind of finishes out our strikes for the day. Why don't we work inside body movement, reach hand. So it's just going to look like this. Okay. And we're going to do it both sides 10 times. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, remember it whips. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So there you go. There's reach hand, and that finishes out our strikes. We're going to end with some blocks. What I really kind of like on blocks is, there's some weird blocks. Hopefully we'll get time to do the drill. All right. So the first one's breaking block. So that's when a punch comes in. You're going to pass it, grab it, and break it. Okay. I break either with a palm heel or a corner palm heel as my primary strike. You can break with a hammer fist. I just like corner palm heels because they're super strong and it concentrates all that force into a corner. Right. So we're going to do inside body move. We're going to pass. So just follow the movement. 1, 2, and then we're going to break. 3. Okay. And now we'll go to the other side. So pass. 1, 2. Grab it. Break it. Okay. You're breaking an arm. Here we go. 1, 2. Break. 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 And 1, 2. Break. And 1, 2. Break. Okay. You can break with an elbow. You can break with a lot of things, but what you're doing is you're elongating that arm and then you're just breaking it. So as they throw that punch, you're actually grabbing it, pulling it, and then hyperextending it where it is. Okay. So that's break and block. Okay. Next one we're going to work. Don't need a partner for it. We're going to do lead hand elbow scoop. So you're going to drop, pull. Okay. So you're going to drop your hand down, catch their elbow. This is when they're in closed stance, catch them right behind you. So they're just going to start. You're going to step in, block, reverse punch. Okay. Here we go. Block, pull, reverse punch. Block, pull, reverse punch. Okay. At speed. Block, pull, reverse punch. Okay. One more. Block, pull, reverse punch. Going the other way. So this hand's got to drop, catch, punch. That's 1. 2. At speed. 3. 4. 5. Okay. Power, power, power. Okay. I love anytime you're catching that elbow and pulling it out of the way. Okay. So next one we got leg jam. Okay. So leg jam, I'm going to skip in. Boom. Okay. Just bringing my leg across like I'm about to throw a side kick, but I'm jamming up their leg. Now I just kind of see it from the side. I can extend my leg out a little bit to jam it up, or I can bring it in. Okay. What I don't want to do is expose my back leg to whatever's happening. We're going to just do skip ups. Okay. I'll do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Going right away the other direction. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Leg jam. So this helps to have somebody coming in on you. But again, I vary my technique. So one's straight up, one's kind of going outside kicky, and one's kind of in the middle. Okay. Where I'm just kind of stopping their leg by putting my leg on it. So that's leg jam. All right. Trying to finish up before I run out of my hour. Rolling block. So rolling. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Watch again. Lead hand, backhand, lead hand. Okay. So they've presented some kind of guard, whatever it is. Maybe they're working off of the old rules. But you're basically just going to roll up. Boom. Okay. Roll up. Boom. Let's work it. 1, 2. Pulling it down. 3, 4, 5. Switching right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. It's kind of like your dog paddling because you're paddling down their block until you can throw that lead hand strike. Okay. Anytime you see me working, there's a lot of rolling in there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. You're just working rolling block. It helps to smooth it out where you're just kind of going slow. Maybe you need 3. Okay. But you're always doing a lead hand power jab because you got a circle already, so it's going to be powerful, powerful, powerful. And that's rolling block. Okay. Last technique we got, just because of time, is we're going to do a little bit of flea on the dog, also known as an inside hook. Okay. So it's going to turn out a little bit. That punch comes in, you're going to bend your hand over, and they're going to ride it back. Okay. So again, hook, and I tend to come back with a back fist. Okay. Hook, back fist. Hook, back fist. Okay. Nice and slow. Hook it, they're going to pull back. Okay. So you're going to pass it right past you. Boom. Block. Okay. Come on, lead on. Hook, back fist. Okay. And notice my wrist is bending in the middle. Okay, just kind of ride it. Okay, it's called flea on the dog mostly because you're not trying to push the block down or a punch down. You're not trying to redirect the punch other than to make it miss you. And that's where that here, back fist, 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 here, back fist. Okay. So that's flea on the dog. Good to practice with a person, but you don't need to. You can always practice it by yourself by just kind of working that wrist down position with a block in it. Okay. So now I'm doing inside block with the wrist down, catching it, and then riding it back. Even if you don't ride it back all the way, they pull their arm back. There's that, reverse punch coming right out afterwards, and that kind of looks like this, where I ride it back and I give them a 1-2. So it's that back fist, boom, boom. Okay. It can be as you go up and right. It can be wrist back. It can be, reverse punch with a little whip on it. If you're feeling particularly angst, you can go overhead punch where it just rotated in. You got a bunch of choices there, but definitely work it on your own. Now, a couple black belts that are on. You got, as I said, bonus technique, if you will. You're going to do inside elbow, okay? Rear hand, outside elbow, back hand, okay? Inside elbow, hand. So it's a cross step and turn smash drill. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's no back elbow in it. You can, in theory, go 1, 2, and then you're done, right? So you've only made 2 motions. But it's a cross step and turn. Rear hand, inside elbow. Front hand, back elbow. Outside elbow. Rear hand, inside elbow. Okay. Great drill because you just kind of smash past somebody. This is when their arm comes in. You go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Over there. Okay. So you can work that on your own. Black belts or whoever wants to work it on their own. Right. Thanks everybody for tuning in again. You guys that are live, really appreciate you. Keep working hard. Okay. You guys are doing great. We'll definitely be reaching out to people based on some of the changes that came out today in the state. But everybody stay healthy, stay isolated, and make sure you're training hard. All right. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a good evening.